Okay, everyone, here we are for another blended toolkit. In this screencast, I'm going to talk about the mind mapping tool called Cacoo. I think it's pronounced Cacoo. I've used mind mapping or word web software quite a bit in my class, and I've always used Bubble Us. So I took a look at Cacoo, and I'm actually definitely going to be switching to Cacoo. I think it's a much more user friendly and much more um, uh, efficient version of mind mapping software. So I'm going to show you a couple quick features. I'm assuming everybody can figure out how to go to cacoo.com, so Cacoo. There is a brief registration process. It is free. Um, so I'd imagine you could get to the new screen on your own. Once we get to the screen, just to show you a couple basic features of any mind mapping software, we could take some shapes over here, drag them in. I'm able to then manipulate them. I can go up to the top here and I have some options, one being text. So I want to put um, a text box here, and I'm just going to put test one. And with that, obviously I can highlight, I can change the size of the font if I need to, put that at 24, I can change the color, I can make it bold. So a lot of the basic features we've seen and that I've seen with Bubble Us. We'll just put that up there. And now I can take another shape here. We'll put this up in this corner. Take my text box here, and we'll call this example 1. And center this. Okay, and now obviously if I wanted to connect those, I go up here to my line. I can select the type of line that I want, straight, curved, whatever I need. I can select the color, the thickness. I'm going to increase to say 5. And then I'm going to connect it from test 1 to a point here. We'll do it on the bottom. And there's my line. And so very rudimentary mind maps can begin here. The same as Bubble Us. One of the features I do want to point out that I really liked, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this stuff here, is the template piece. So if we go up here, we'll find select and insert template. So if I click on that, it brings me to a whole host of different types of templates. Mind maps. So here we have wireframe, site maps. So these are kind of pre-made mind maps for various different reasons, flowcharts. And this I think is great for somebody who's not creative, not good at making things, and prefers a more user-friendly version. This is great. So I'm going to go to mind map, and I can just kind of click on something like this. It applies a template, and then I can go ahead and modify this as needed. So I can change images, I can change text, I can do whatever I want. I can still add if I needed to, add shapes, and modify this as necessary. So there's a lot more available in Cacoo than I found in the software Bubble Us. I also want to point out a couple things in terms of exporting and sharing. So if you go up top to the export button, you can see you can do it as an image, as a PDF, which are generally the best versions. These are essentially images that can't be modified once they're exported, but very simple there. When we go to share, all right, you can add, in this version at least, up to 15 users that can all collaborate on the same document at once. So it's as simple as putting in an email address. If you want to put in a message, you can invite. That person can then acknowledge once they get the email, acknowledge the request, and they would be added into the invited users list. If you go to property, diagram property, This is where you can name it, give it a description. You can make this diagram open to the public so that it's accessible on the web. You can make it so that anyone can edit it. So there's a lot of different features that can be done with Cacoo that can't be done with BubbleUs. So in terms of mind mapping or word webs or however you want to describe them, I think they're invaluable tools for creating ideas, brainstorming, thinking about new things, making connections. And obviously, I'm a social studies teacher, so I look at making connections across topics, across time periods, across um, different aspects of history. But I've also find mind maps useful in terms of writing, whether it's just kind of brainstorming ideas or even organizing writing. So I find tools like this very valuable, which is why I use them quite a bit in my class. But given the choice now to use BubbleUs, which unfortunately at this point my students have become very comfortable with, but next year I will be switching to Cacoo. Um, that's about all I have.